Hey, Dave Dynasty here for the Tommy Wildfire Rich School of Wrestling in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You know, I've spent years in the wrestling business, from wrestler to promoter, and now as the host of the Dave Dynasty Show. To be successful in the wrestling business, solid training from experienced instructors is mandatory if you're going to make it today. And that's what you'll get at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling. Not only instruction from former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Wildfire Ridge, but many other big-name wrestlers, managers, and referees. And it gets better. Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling will provide in-ring training and personal character training with all practices recorded on high-definition cameras. They have over 2 tons of weightlifting equipment and tanning beds located in an indoor sports facility that will host monthly wrestling events, bringing in names big enough to ensure that you, as a beginning student, will get seen. This school has it all. For anyone interested in the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling, call 336-862-5528 today. Once again, that is 336-862-5528. Ask for Chris, and you will immediately be on your way to your career in the wrestling business. Once again, call Chris at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling at 336-862-5528.
The talking, nagging, lucha watching, puro viewing, indie supporting, drinking, cursing son of a gun of a podcast. Join former pro wrestler and promoter Dave Dynasty and co-host Ike Isaacs as they talk wrestling and interview those within the business, bringing positivity back to pro wrestling. This is the Dave Dynasty Show.
And greetings and welcome to the Dave Dynasty Show. You've climbed aboard the Midwest Express. You've joined the community that is supporting pro wrestling in the Midwest. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being the heart and soul of the Midwest Express movement. I am your host, Dave Dynasty. I appreciate you being here. We have a good show today. We got an interview with Tom and Troy Van Zant, a couple of guys I've known for a long, long time. They're going to talk about their careers, going to talk about what's coming to store for them, going to talk about All-Star Pro Wrestling in Shelbyville, Indiana, and much, much more. It's a great interview. Of course, we've got wisdom from the Southern Psycho himself, Mance Warner. Always entertaining, if nothing else. Interesting week, right? Got the eclipse behind us. Just today, as this drops, the eclipse will have come and gone. Hopefully you didn't stare at it too long, and who knows, right? You hear all these stories about these things, but hopefully you got to enjoy the eclipse in some fashion. If not, maybe it's not your cup of tea. So be it. What else is happening, huh? Are you guys getting out there? Are you supporting independent wrestling in your area, particularly in the Midwest? I do hope so. We preach it week in and week out. Folks, it is the bloodline of pro wrestling. I'm not here to knock the television product you see. I'm not here to put down anybody. But I'm very active online. I'm very active with social media. I see that you guys are, right? You guys are all complaining, right? Everybody's complaining about something. They don't like this. They don't like that. Why isn't this guy getting pushed? Why isn't this guy getting, the exposure with the matches? Why aren't they booking this? Why don't they sign that guy? Everybody is a critic and everybody has their opinions. That's cool, right? You're entitled to your opinions. But what do we try to preach here, huh? What is the motto of the Midwest Express? What is the tagline, if you will, of the Dave Dynasty Show? We're putting positivity back into pro wrestling, right? This shit's supposed to be fun, right? You're supposed to have fun. That doesn't mean you don't take it seriously, because, God, there's nobody in this world that takes it less seriously, or more, that takes it more seriously than me. All right, I'm not saying you don't take it seriously, but this is what I'm talking about, right? If you see something that you don't like, or you're not enjoying, or you're just not satisfied with, then don't watch anymore, right? You're a consumer. You get to choose your product, right? If you do not like shampoo X, you don't use shampoo X, you use shampoo A, right? That's where you spend your money. You don't keep using shampoo X and say, God, this is horrible, right? This smells horrible. Why don't they make it smell like this? You go out and you find the shampoo that smells the way you want it to, or whatever. You know what I mean, right? So you're entitled to your opinions, right? Of course you are. You're entitled to complain and whatever else. But channel some of that energy into supporting and being positive about a product that you do like, right? Or a performer that you do like, or whatever it may be. And I know some of you out there, some of you just don't like the modern product at all, right? And that's cool. That's fine. Because there are hours and hours and hours and hours of classic wrestling out there. And if that's your gig, that's your gig, right? If that's it, go for it. More power. I'm not here to judge, right? I have what I like. I have what I don't like, and I just don't watch what I don't like. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to put it down. I don't need to, right? I'm not here to convince anybody else to not watch it. I don't get any power or authority out of that. I don't care, right? I just don't watch it myself. I don't share that stuff. I don't participate in those conversations. I let the guys that like that stuff have their conversations, and I'll talk to people that like what I like, and we'll have, these fun, positive conversations about that. Right. And, man, it doesn't take much to be nice to one another and to support what you like, instead of downing what you hate. Everybody's got their likes and their dislikes. So focus on your likes and just ignore the things you don't like, right? Don't bring that bad karma into your life. And, I know that sounds a little preachy, and I know people are going to say, you're just fucking soft, Dave, and whatever. I don't care. What I am is 42 years old, and I don't care to waste my time watching shit I don't like and talking about shit I don't like. You know what I want to do with my time? I want to watch shit I like. Right? And that's what it is. And that's what I do. So, the moral of the story is, right? That's what the Midwest Express is all about. We came up with the saying, right? We had the vote on what do we call ourselves, this a group that supports Midwest wrestling, past, present, and future, in whatever capacity. Each of us have our own parts, right, that we like. But what do we call ourselves? We had a vote. We call ourselves the Midwest Express. And it's easy, man. It's easy to get on board that movement. All you have to do is support and back the stuff in the Midwest, right? The promotions, the wrestlers, the history, so on and so forth. But do it in a positive way, right? If there's a guy you don't like in the Midwest, don't worry about him. Focus on other guys. If there's a promotion you don't like in the Midwest, that's cool. Focus on what you do. Let's just be positive about it. And if we're all backing something, then, it's all cool. There's enough love to go around. But the theme is, let's show the world that, the Midwest is here, right? And we've got some good shit. And then there's good stuff in the past. There's good stuff in the present. And there's going to be some good stuff in the future, right? You can't turn on WWE programming and, whether it be, the main brands or the NXT, where you're not seeing people that aren't hailing right here from the Midwest, right? They're people right here from Indiana. There's people on TV right here from my hometown, that I'm seeing, a guy I've known for a long time, right? And he's on TV every week. And you can't turn on, Global Force or whatever, what's it called now? Yeah, Global Force, Impact, whatever, without seeing the Midwest, right? Desmond Xavier's there and the Chris and all these guys, right? And that's cool. You may not like the WWE as a whole. You may not like Global Force as a whole. You may not like whatever as a whole, but let's all get on board this Midwest Express movement, man, this sense of community, and let's support the Midwest parts of it, right? I haven't watched Impact in forever. And there's things about it that's got my interest. I think I'm going to start watching. And there are parts of it, where I'll take a bathroom break or I'll go get a beer, and because I don't want to watch that part. So I'll do my thing. But then when the parts I want to watch come on, I'll watch it. That's what I'll do, and, I don't know. I know it sounds cheesy. Let's just stop trash talking. I mean, there's enough hate in this world right now, enough divide in this world, and enough, choosing sides. And man, let's don't. Right? We're all professional wrestling fans. Whatever you like, man, we're all in this fight together, right? And we should be in this fight together. And you like what you like. I like what I like. But in the end, man, we're supporting the same form of sports and the same form of entertainment. And that's what it's all about. So more power to you. Whatever it is you watch, whatever it is you support, more power to you. Hats off. Do your thing. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. I'm glad you found it, right? And that's all it is, man. That's all I'm on. Let's have a little positivity. Let's have a little fun. And speaking of fun, man, we got that interview with the Zants. I know that was a weird segue, man, but these guys are fun, man. They're cool, and they have a good time. They put on a good product. They've been doing it, man. They've been working the roads and doing their thing for many, many, many years. And they're still out there, and they're still good, man. They're still great. And if you haven't heard of them, which I wouldn't know how you haven't, especially if you pay any attention to the Midwest, I don't know how you haven't heard of them. But sit down, man, and check them out, and listen to it, and get to know them, and then go out. What do we say? I've been saying, use this as your starting point, right? This is your introductory course into Tom and Troy Van Zant, and go out and Google them, or go to an All-Star Pro show, or buy one of their DVDs and check them out, and use this as your launching point, right? I mean, every week, whoever our guest is on our YouTube channel, we have I put a playlist up of 4 or 5 matches or promos or whatever with our guests, so that gives you a starting point, a sampling of them, but use it. And this week, explore, right, and see what you can find out there. And that's all I ask, man. Show these guys some love, show these guys some support. Be strong, be positive, be independent, right? That's what we always say. Let's get to it, right? Let's take a break. I've rambled long enough, man. My peace, love, and happiness spiel is over. Let's just take a break. And when we come back, we'll have that interview with Tom and Troy Van Zant. Stick around.
We'll be right back.
Visit our friends at the Masked Republic. Go to luchaloot.com and luchashop.com and use the promo code DYNASTY for exclusive discounts.
And welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show. I am your co-host, Ike Isaacs, and today I am joined with 2 quite amazing and hopefully interesting people, a tag team, the Van Zants, Tom and Troy. How are we doing, guys?
Doing pretty good. You?
Can't complain. And just to kind of start this off, we actually officially titled this interview the first 3-way with the Dave Dynasty Show, the 3-way with the Van Zants. So,
that's nothing, man.
First time we've ever done a 3-way call. We've had tag teams on here before, but this is the first time we've ever 3-way them in. So, first time for everything, and you guys are the first.
That's what I like, being the first is something.
All right, so we'll just go ahead and jump right in. So obviously, where are you guys from?
Shelbyville. Shelbyville, Indiana.
Good old Shelbyville, that's right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's a good little town.
Right on.
You get a lot of support.
Oh, right on. So then, what was your guys' childhood like? You guys play any sports, anything that kind of built up that athleticism that would eventually turn into wrestling?
You want to go first?
I'll go first. I played a lot of sports growing up. I was heavily in baseball and basketball up to about my junior year in high school. But I went to a small school called Southwestern. We didn't really have a lot of sports. It was either baseball, basketball, or track. And I played 2 of the 3.
Right on.
I did a little bit of everything. Besides baseball, I wasn't really big in baseball. I couldn't hit a damn curveball, so therefore I didn't really get into playing baseball. But I played like football, track, basketball, things like that. So.
Okay. So then obviously there was some kind of woodwork there that kind of like led up to like, because obviously wrestling's not an easy thing to do. So
No, well, and plus we grew up together beating the shit out of each other too, so we kind of have a natural chemistry. So
that's right. So then definitely, sometimes people say, hey, we were fans of wrestling before we became wrestlers. Was that the case for you guys? Did you guys watch wrestling?
oh yeah,
Absolutely.
oh yeah, that was like from day one. Like I mean, like I could probably remember back being like 4 or 5 years old. Like this is what I want to do. Like I knew like this is what I wanted to do. So always a huge fan. Always.
Oh wow. All right, so then let me ask you this. So we know when you got hooked on wrestling. So then when did you get hooked on wrestling?
What do you mean? When did I?
Yeah.
Very young. Yeah, very young. Probably 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah,
I can remember.
Yeah.
I remember my first match watching was Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas against the Wild Samoans. And I was real little. I don't remember my age, but I can remember being at my grandma's on 8th Street in Shelbyville. And that was the main event. And that was the main event of the show. And then ever since I've seen that, I never stopped, ever.
Oh, wow.
And I've been a fan of tag team wrestling since.
So, yeah, so definitely, if people don't know, this is a tag team.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So tag team wrestling is a way of life. So then let me ask you this. Who trained you guys? And kind of when was that? And then did you guys train at the same time?
Yeah. We started at the same time. We got trained at the same time. We were going to do singles first, but we got, like I said, we grew up together. I mean, we're family, so we've always, we grew up like, I don't know, beating the shit out of kids in Flat Rock. So we'd always be like wrestling. So, we just have a natural chemistry with each other, and it's always just carried through no matter what we played together or what we did together. It was just a clique that we always had. So we've always been a fan of tag team wrestling, Rocco Express, Midnight Express, teams like that. So when we got the opportunity to start training, we were like, no, let's just do this as a tag, and it just kind of blew up when we got trained and got into the business, and it kind of set our own path for us. So
definitely. So then, definitely, like, we hear a lot of stories about people who are singles wrestlers who, their first matches are like, in battle royales or, a random singles match. So obviously it might be a little bit different for a tag team. So did you guys have your first match as a tag team?
Yeah, yep. We came into business as a tag team, so that's what we wanted to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our first match was actually against a guy named Kenny Nash and Blade.
Yep.
Here at the fairgrounds. And, we took off from there.
Definitely. So then did you guys initially debut as the Van Zants, or did you work under any other names at all?
That's it. Van Zants, man, all the way.
One and done, right?
We went under the Van Zant. Well, we went under the Van Zant brothers, but we also had a tag team name called Southern Pride because we thought we were these Southern boys trying to be like, the NWA guys we watched growing up. And for some reason, the crowd started DVD, and that they kind of named us from that point on. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, plus it was real uncomfortable when we went up to like Detroit, Michigan with Southern Pride on our shirts. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. Just throw that out there. It just did not work out very well. We went in as good guys. We left as bad guys. So.
Oh, man. I bet that was an interesting crowd to work,
It was very different, especially coming from Shelbyville and then going up to somewhere like Detroit, and you're just like, oh, my gosh. Where are we at right now?
You're like, this was a bad idea.
We said that several times.
Yes, we've put ourselves in a few bad situations.
So obviously, like you said, the Van Zants have kind of, that whole, the name has been there probably since the beginning. So then, obviously, how did the Van Zant gimmick come about? And that may be a stupid question when I ask it, but as well, there's obviously like you said, a Southern influence, and something I noticed is like a Southern rock influence. So how did that kind of Van Zant vibe come about?
You pretty much just hit it right on the head. The whole Southern rock thing. So
the Southern rock thing, and when I was younger, we played the video games. So I was always Troy Van Zant, and Tom was Tommy Dangerously. And then once we started training and trying to come up with our own gimmicks, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use what I created on a video game. And originally we were going to wrestle each other, and then, they had to start tagging, and then Tom took the name Tom Van Zant, and there we go.
So, I mean, that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. That's how we like it. But kind of, looking at your career moving forward after you were trained in your initial matches and such, did you have anybody that helped mentor you? Because obviously you were trained, but was there anyone that helped advance you in your careers?
Oh yeah, we had a few good mentors. I mean, really, Diamond Dan Garza, he helped us out a lot when we go through. Bobo Bazil Jr. helped us out a lot. Jimmy Cakilia
helped us out. Yeah.
So I mean, and then we just we took all their psychology, and because wrestling moves was really easy for us to do for some reason. It really clicked with us, so it was fairly easy on that part. What we really got involved with was the psychology of business and what it lacks today is psychology, and that's what really caught our interest on why are you doing this move and how are you setting it up, and the whole psychology of it. Those guys really played a key factor in our training a lot.
Absolutely. And then big shout out to Dan Garza and Bobo Brazil. We've had them both on this show, and they're all both pretty awesome guys.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
But definitely. So then obviously, this is probably a couple of mentors. I mean, you guys have, certainly you guys have definitely made I would say an impact on Midwest wrestling. Because, I mean, even I, as a general wrestling fan, I remember, growing up in Columbus, I remember seeing you guys wrestle around and seeing all that too. So even that, I can place you guys at a specific point in time.
Right.
But let me ask you this. Right now, especially, independent wrestling is absolutely just on fire. So, having been a part of independent wrestling and still being a part of it, what do you guys think is the best and worst part about being in independent wrestling?
I like the reaction of the fans is a lot better. I think in independent wrestling, you can communicate, you pick up better vibes from the fans as an independent wrestler. It's just, I don't know. And the guys, man, there's a lot more heart in independent wrestling from wrestlers. I mean, there's guys that just like the name title just because they want to be called a pro wrestler, and that's just what it is. But for the guys that really have heart and respect this business and love this business, man, it's awesome because you click with another team or even in a singles match, somebody that has that same passion for the business. Hey, it's the greatest feeling in the world. I mean, it's awesome. It's fire. I mean, it's awesome.
Certainly. And then, what would you say is perhaps the worst part?
Guys not respecting the business.
Right? Guys not respecting the business.
Yep. Guys not respecting workers. Promoters not respecting workers. I mean, it's just a chain thing of bad things that are going on. Because for guys that are really out trying to make it, or guys that really respect the business and try to make things right in the business, you always got other guys that are just wanting to just make money and don't give a shit about the business and don't give a shit about the fans, don't give a shit about their workers, and that's not what wrestling is about, and that's not what we were trained wrestling is about, and it's frustrating, man, seeing how things evolve and change over time, but everything recycles. Wrestling always recycles.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree. And I definitely think that recycling happens to those who truly don't put what they take out of the business. You can definitely tell when the people don't put it in, they quickly get out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
But, along with the recent rise in popularity, there's also been a lot of division of opinions on the approach of the styles of wrestling as well as how wrestling is done in general. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but there was a pretty popular, pretty controversial Twitter exchange involving Rip Rogers and Randy Orton.
Right.
And it seemed to kind of highlight the divide of those who stand with the modern style and those who stand on more traditional style. So,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't have a new style without the old style. And when guys try to come out, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's so many young, talented, young workers out there. I mean, amazingly talented. But the thing is, these guys are out doing all these awesome moves, and the crowd's just kind of like, they're popping off the high spots. In between everything, they're just kind of like, They're just waiting for him to do the next big move. You know, me as a worker, my job is to go out and you work the clock 24 hours as long as you're in that ring. You never stop acknowledging the crowd. You never stop working the crowd. In between your moves, whatever you're doing, you acknowledge everybody in the building. Therefore, you keep the crowd alive the whole time.
okay. So then, let me ask you this. There seems to be that divide. So you guys definitely, you might lean more towards the traditional side. You might lean more towards, even kind of moving towards a little bit more modern, because you guys maybe were brought into the company, I believe, or in the business, I should say, kind of in a period where it was kind of in between almost.
Yeah, well, when we come in, it was kind of like it is now. I mean, it was Go ahead.
I don't know if I agree with that, because when we come in the business, we were trying to be like all these young guys now, doing all these cool moves.
Right.
And the vets would flat shut us down, and then if you kept doing that shit, your ass was off the show.
Right.
But,
yep. Wait, what was that called? You're gonna be blackballed.
Put in the black book. You put in the black book. But my opinion on the whole, diver, headlock, or whatever, you can have both. I mean, if you have one style the whole show, you seen the same match in the first match and last match.
Right.
Why can't you have 7 matches of 3 or 4 different styles and everybody telling a different story?
Right.
And it's just a good show at the end of the day. I mean, it doesn't matter how many times this guy done a moonsault, as long as everything made sense and it fit where it belongs. That's just how I kind of look at it.
I mean, it's just got to be a good mixture, but I mean, I don't know. It's a mixed thing, dude. I mean, I'm not dogging none of these young guys because they're extremely talented group of guys.
Yeah, they're all now.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's just it's crazy what some of these guys do, some of the things that they're doing right now. It's just, we come in 17 years ago, you know what I mean? It was kind of the same, but it was different. Because, like Troy said, we had old guys like, cool your shit or you don't come back. So.
But yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely see where you guys are coming from because, I definitely agree. After having talked to so many people, especially who are, from, the original age of, the bruiser age of wrestling, I mean,
right.
They're all like, oh, yeah, these young kids, they're good and all, but, man, if they did that in my day, it would just be a mess. But, definitely, there's obviously two sides here. And I kind of think I see where you guys are going, but do you think there's a right or a wrong, or do you think there is definitely a middle ground?
I believe there's a middle ground.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a middle ground. It's just, we're getting, I'm not going to say old in the business. We're seasoned. I'm going to use that term. We're seasoned in the business. It's odd, for me, getting in the ring with some of these young guys now because mentally, I'm like, I'm right here with you, dude. Let's do this. Physically, I'm like, let's go home, kid. Take it home. I mean, it's different. It's good. I mean, it's good if the young guys can learn to mix things up and use some more psychology and some of their stuff. Dude, independent wrestling scene it'll be huger. That's the thing I feel that some of them are lacking is just a little bit of psychology. If they can put it all together, dude, it's going to blow up. I mean, some areas right now, some shows are doing really well in independent wrestling. And I'd like to see these guys take the torch and run with it and do what our generation did when we all come in, because I feel like our generation of guys helped rebuild wrestling in a way, independent wrestling, and hopefully these guys can keep doing that and bring it back to where it was way back in the day when, it meant something to be a true wrestler, not just a name title.
Absolutely. So, I mean, obviously, like, the whole old school versus new school, I think that's almost an age-old story that'll continue to unfold because,
oh, yeah, that's always going to go, yes.
In 20 years, these guys will be bitching about the next round.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's
absolutely. So what do we want to do? Well, we're going to start off the match. We're going to work a headlock.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is, too. And it's crazy to think about it, but, like, we think back a couple of years, Diamond Dan might have been saying what you guys are saying. He probably still is. But I like mentioning Diamond Dan. He's a goofy guy. He's awesome though. I love that guy. But,
yeah, he's an awesome dude, man. Awesome dude.
And then a slight little promo. The Diamond Dan hotline is still open, so that's the most amazing thing.
And that's crazy in itself right there, yeah.
Exactly. But kind of reel it back in just a minute here. So tag team wrestling, and this is a personal opinion of mine, I think tag team wrestling is almost a lost art in wrestling because I feel like people don't really appreciate it.
Nope.
So since you guys are probably one of the longest running tag teams, I think, in the Midwest right now, I mean, what do you think of the current state of tag team wrestling?
I'd like to see it. I like to see guys work together and, don't worry about the I factors and work together because, man, if some of these guys can learn to work together as tag teams, it's going to take them to a whole new level. And, I mean, when you go out and pull off a solid tag match, like I said, man, it really pumps a show up. I mean, a good solid tag match can really make a show. I mean, people can remember it. I mean, you got 4 guys in there that all 4 guys got to work together. It's not just 2 guys working together. You got 4 that all has to be on the same page.
That's right. So then, obviously, as a tag team, you guys probably had someone who influenced you to take on this art. So if you guys had to choose, what would be some of the Van Zant's favorite tag teams?
Oh, this probably be a pretty even.
Or just in general. Or just in general.
Just overall, just let's say start with your number 1, and then we can talk about other ones.
The number 1 right now I like to watch is Revival.
Okay.
Because to me, they do, like, I know that's not Midwest, that's like nationwide, but to me, that's how tag team wrestling should be and could be today because they also do cool moves, but they also tell a story the whole time.
Yep.
I know the Young Bucks and all that's kind of shitting on them, but, I mean, that could be the best work ever, I think. They're just trying to get the Young Bucks into the WWE. But I really like those guys. And right now in the indie scene, the Night Riders, I've seen those guys here lately from, I think, Rockstar. They're awesome. The Bomb Shelter, they're awesome. The Axemen are starting to come on fire and starting to, get out there. But right now, there's no one that I've seen that's really saying, hey, we're a tag team. This is what we do. It's usually, I'll tag if it gets me on the show.
Right.
Right on.
So, I mean, I guess that's where I kind of stand right now on tag team wrestling right now.
Yeah, I mean, I might agree with him on that one. I mean, not just because we're related, but that's just exactly how I see a lot of it too. I mean, those guys, yeah, I just have to agree.
Absolutely. So then if you had to kind of like, let's say, of all time, so like reach back even in the past, the history, who do you think number 1 tag team of all time is?
Ooh, it's a 3-way tie. In my book, a 3-way tie with the Rock and Roll, Midnight Express, and then Arn and Tully.
Mm-hmm.
Are amazing. Even though they worked singles a lot, but their tag team chemistry was just unbelievable. Like When guys ask me, what match should I watch on tag, I always tell them to go watch the Brainbusters versus the Rockers. And I know that's not a common thing to say, but it's their psychology and way to put the match together and way to construct it is just mind-blowing sometimes.
I'd have to add the Freebirds in there too, just because just how they carried themselves. Like Michael Hayes was a mouthpiece. Plus, I'm a mark for Michael Hayes. So,
Absolutely.
But, yeah, those are definitely the teams right there. If people want to watch, learn how to do tag team wrestling, that will definitely the wow factor.
I would have to agree. All those are amazing tag teams. Some of the best of the best right there. Just even thinking about it's like, there have been some pretty amazing tag teams that, I'm sure that a lot of people probably wouldn't recognize, and that's pretty depressing, honestly.
Yeah.
Just
for all of you guys that have the network, for all you young guys that listen to this show and you have the network, go back a few years. Well, go back about 20 years, maybe a little bit farther down the network, and just watch some of this stuff. You all see what we're talking about. It's really good stuff.
Exactly, and it's only $9.99. No.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I ain't
Anyways,
putting over the network. They don't give me a check, so I ain't putting them over.
that's exactly what I'm saying. I was like, I kind of feel bad for selling out a little bit there, but it's all good. At least I can sleep in my no, I'm kidding. So then, you guys, like I said, you guys have kind of been all over the place. You've appeared over some of the top promotions out there, and honestly, like I said, I've seen you guys wrestle before, and I gotta say, I'm obviously impressed. But for you guys, what is probably one of your top highlights of your career so far?
I don't know.
That's
tag-wise?
Yeah.
Each
right?
one has a special moment.
Right.
None really, to me, stand out more than the other.
Maybe tag it up with Ricky Morton.
Yeah, that's an honor. Or, maybe a six-man tag with Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, or even, with Jerry Lynn. That was pretty tight, too. So, but, yeah, like Rick said, it's all been pretty special. Some have been, really special. Let's hope this don't ever happen again special. But some of them have been, wow, dude, a good car ride home conversation.
So I'm not sure if I want to breach one of those topics. Maybe never do this again special. That sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, I'm not going to name drop, though. We're not going. Yeah, I'm not going to name drop.
That's probably a good idea, because whatever you got in your mind, I'm sure it's awful. But go ahead.
No, it's all right, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, kind of to maybe push a little further, because you guys named some cool guys there. Obviously, work together, and obviously maybe even memorable moments like you were speaking of. Sometimes they're not always the best, but how about this? Tell us a funny road story, because I'm sure you guys have traveled a lot, so I'm sure there's got to be something you might think of that might be pretty funny.
Oh, man.
I'm married now.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably not, that's, just bringing that up right now is probably just the bad evil eye.
Trouble for a month now.
Boy.
Then let's do this. Let's talk about this, because I know this might be something you guys will definitely love. Tell us about All-Star Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, we're talking.
Now we're talking. It's our new passion. We promoted shows before. Of course, we started a new era and was there, and unfortunately the group fell apart. So we started All-Star, and we really want to see it take off. It's not about us. It's not a me promotion. It's a we promotion. Mm-hmm. And we just want to try to put on the best product that we can with the talent we got and take it as far as we can.
That's what's up. So then, like you said, you guys have probably promoted before, but what made you decide to start promoting your show at this point in time?
A couple different things.
Yeah, a couple
I know
things.
on my opinion, pissed off on how the show we started was turning out, and not being able to, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really the ring guy anymore, but I feel like I'd be a good guy in the back, and I'm good at running shows and putting them together, and I just feel like that's my place, and I couldn't do it there, so I'll just start my own, and we'll either sink or swim.
Right on. So then, let me ask you this: as from the side where you're a promoter, obviously it's a little bit different than being a talent. So you kind of have an insight as to perhaps who may be the next big thing, because you might be able to see different talents get in and out of the ring. So as promoters, who do you guys see out there in the Midwest that is the future of wrestling?
Sean Kemp.
Okay. Yeah, so I
By
know
far,
Sean.
that's my favorite. I'm a mark for Sean Kemp. So, I mean, like, when we got put in the so-called Indiana Hall of Fame, I marked out for Sean Kemp. So I'm just saying, I'm a mark for Sean Kemp. I think the kid's just talented, man, all the way around. All the way around. He can talk on the stick. He can wrestle. He can high fly if he has to. I mean, and he's just a very respectful. He's just
humble.
respectful. Yes. I mean,
For
his daddy,
an
TJ,
18, 19-year-old kid,
yes,
he's very humble.
yes, he was taught very well in this business. So, I mean, he's an awesome kid. All the way around. Kid's awesome.
Definitely. And I got to say, I don't really know. I've not seen him wrestle a whole lot. I have seen him wrestle, and I will say I'm impressed with what I got to say. But that makes me now want to go watch him some more. So that's something I get to do now.
Oh, yeah.
Always,
You'll be impressed.
with Sean. You'll be impressed. He can do heel, baby.
Yeah.
And and most young guys struggle with promos. So, I mean, everybody went through it, but for some reason, Sean's a natural. It seems like everything we've thrown at him, he's handled it like a champ.
Right. Number one thing, the kid respects and loves the business. Right. I mean, you can just tell he's just one of those people that loves his business, and he's just glad to be in the business. You know what I mean? It's wild. For young as he is, it's awesome, dude.
That's what's up. So then, I think I know the answer to this question. Because, I mean, you guys, like I said, you're marking out over Sean Kemp, and then, you guys seem like you're very fitting for the roles at this point. So, do you guys find yourselves enjoying the veteran leader role, and do you like mentoring and teaching younger talent?
Yes,
I enjoy teaching. I enjoy it. I mean, it's cool when guys like Del Patrick, Ace Perry, Sean Kemp, some of these guys come up, and ask things. It's just cool, man. You know what I mean? Like working with them, like I've worked with them before up in promotions in Indy, and I mean, it's just cool when young guys come up to you and say, dude, that was awesome. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Because you're teaching as you're working. You know what I mean? These guys are learning things from you. And to me, I think that's awesome. I just like teaching guys. It's good to teach. You can't be like, when we come in, a lot of, here we go again with the vet thing, they didn't open their arms up and say, come on in, kid. No, it was these guys coming in taking their shit. They're taking their spots. So, and a lot of them were assholes to all these young guys. Can't be like that. These are the next group of guys, like I said before, is going to carry that torch. So we got to be respectful to these guys and help teach them and do right in the business.
That's right. So then, let me say this. Since you guys promote, you guys have wrestled, do you feel that, like, with all that you guys have done, with everything as it is, what do you guys hope that people look and see about your career? What do you hope that they notice or remember about the Van Zants?
They always got
Gave
the
100.
first.
Yeah, exactly. We got 110% every time you saw us come out. Every time we come out. Whether it was working face or working heel, we knew our roles and we did our jobs. Even though there's times that you didn't want to do it, but we did it because that's what we were taught to do.
That's right. I gotta say, I gotta respect that. It's a hell of a thing to notice about someone's career, and I can say I'll remember that. But on a slight less serious note, so kind of as we wrap it up, obviously with All-Star Pro and with your own personal careers, what are your guys' individual goals for 2017?
Just to make All-Star bigger, better, and give these kids a place they can call home, and just rock the fans' asses, man. Just blow them out of their seats. So that's what we've always been about. Every time we've ever ran shows, anything, that was our whole goal, is we build shows with a solid foundation, not with just 2 bricks. It takes many bricks to build a foundation. You build your house on that foundation. So that's what we've always been about, building the shows around all guys, not just a couple of guys.
Right on. So then, maybe one of the last questions here. Social medias. Where can people follow you guys? Where can people follow All-Star Pro? And then as well, after that, when can people see All-Star Pro next?
This Saturday, August 12th, at the Shelby County Fairgrounds. Doors open at 6 o'clock, fill time at 7. And actually, 7 o'clock in the morning on Channel 8 News, you'll get to see our pretty faces on Channel 8 News between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. To talk about Helping Hands for Freedom, which we've teamed up with, and to help out some of our veterans, our Army veterans and military veterans. So we come together, work together, and try to help these families out, raise them some money. So we're trying to get, support their good cause and try to get people in the doors to help these guys out. So, I mean, that's another thing that we've always been about, is helping out our community, because our community gives us a lot of help here in town. So.
Absolutely.
And I hate social media. I'll just say that now. I hate social media. But you can find us on Facebook, All-Star Pro Wrestling Shelby, and on Twitter at All-Star Pro Wrestling Shelby.
I like the preface there. I hate social media, but
Well, since we got to use it, it's like a must now.
It's a must. Yep.
I hate to say it, but that's exactly what I've told, my grandma before. Look, it's the new age. It's got to get on social media.
It's
I
what
He just called us old. He just called us old. We're like, same as his grandma.
Another thing you can say about that is, damn.
And look, if it helps, I wouldn't say it to your faces because you'd probably kick my ass. But, no, I'm kidding. All right. Well, guys, I got to say, it's been fun having you on here. It's also been a legitimate honor and pleasure because, like I said, you guys have done a lot. And I got to say, probably one of my favorite Midwest tag teams, even as a kid. I remember it, HPW, all that good stuff. And, well, I do want to thank you guys for coming on here. Like I said, it's been an honor and a pleasure.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. We
Same
appreciate
here.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you want to chat, hit us up, bro.
Absolutely. Have another 3-way with the Van Zants.
Hey, now you sound a little crazy, but hey,
Right.
I've always been a little crazy, dude, so give me a call.
It's been a blast and a half, but I'll let you guys go because I know I can't remember which one. No, Tom's probably got to go to work in the morning. Is that right?
No. Here comes the old reference again. It ain't past the bedtimes or nothing like that, man. I've taken my Geritol for the day, so I'm ready to rock a little longer.
Man. No, look, it's past my bedtime, man. I'm in my 20s, and it's past my bedtime. I'm old, so I feel you.
No, it's all good, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Come crack open a cold one and let Old Manser tell you a story.
King of Big Dog Style, Laird's and Light Beer, the king of the trailer court, your favorite wrestler of mine, me.
This is Warner's Wisdom with Mance Warner.
All right, people, here we go. We back at it. Old Messer right here on another edition of Warner Wisdom right here on the Dave Dynasty Show. Now, everyone knows this is the best part of the Dave Dynasty Show. Old Messer part, baby. So let me get into my intro real quick, get into all my topics for this week, and then y'all know the routine. So, here we go, people. Old Messer, king of Big Dog Style, Laird's and Light Beer, the master of the pop-up headbutt. Dramatic pause, dramatic pause, dramatic pause. Wackadoo. How to get that wackadoo in there, people. I know y'all love that one. The Southern Psycho, Lairton Light Beer, King of the Trailer Court, Old Master, right here on the Dave Dynasty Show. Another edition of Warner Wisdom, baby. Now, it's been a busy week. Oh, wait. Your favorite wrestler and mine, me, Old Master. Almost forgot that one. Had to get that one in there real quick for all y'all out there. Now, as I was saying, it's been a busy week. It's a busy weekend. Old Master ain't going to be on here very long on this edition. I will make it up. You know I will on the next edition. I always do. I always come through. I'm good for it. Y'all know it. Now, been a busy week, like I said. Tuesday, IWA Mid-South. Old Master stepped in the ring with Lone Wolf, Jonathan Wolf. We tore it down, beat the bejesus out of each other. At the end of the day, Old Master got the W, hit the pay window. After that matchup, me and Lone Wolf took it to each other, beat each other up all over the arena. Because IWA Mid-South got a new arena down there. Beautiful. AC, it's cool. Floor ain't all dirty. It's beautiful now. So, after that matchup, Uncle Ian came out there, proceeded to tell Old Master in the crowd that Old Master is in TPI, baby. Old Master, the last entrant thrown on there, the last one they announced, Old Master stepping into TPI. We'll have more updates on that when Old Master knows who he's stepping in the ring with then. Now, on the Friday night, Old Master made his debut for AIW in Ohio. Once again, I done tore the roof off the joint, started up a riot. Me and Bishop stepped in that ring, took it to each other, beat the bejesus out of each other, fought all over the arena, fought damn near outside. All Master needs is 30 seconds, and I will either make the crowd love me or I will make the crowd be waiting for me in the parking lot with steak knives and hot sauce to throw on my eyeballs. Now, on to Warner's Wisdom, baby, here. On to this week's edition. Like I said, I ain't going to have a lot of time on here. I'm a busy guy. Making tabs, hitting pay windows, selling my beautiful t-shirts that y'all could buy. That's called a transition there, people. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. Get onto the website. Put in Mancer. Put in Old Master. Put in, put in Mance Warner is what you got to put in. Have my beautiful t-shirt on there. Lairton Light Beer. You can get them in a tank top. You can get them in a regular t-shirt. You can buy a regular t-shirt and cut it into a tank top. They're cheap like Old Master. Either way, end of the day, get yourself a Lairton Light Beer t-shirt, Mance Warner. You'll look cool in it. You'll be the dude. You'll be the lady. You'll be whatever you want to be, wherever you live, in your town, in your school, in your college, at your bar, at your church gathering, at your whatever, your wedding. Whatever you got to do, baby. Throw on a Mance Warner t-shirt out there. You know, you look cool now. Okay, Old Master going to get on here and move on to the next topic. This week, I'm just going to do some quick. Old Master going to do a quick little, just some advice for everybody out there on the road. This is for maybe you a wrestler, maybe you a fan, maybe you just in between, maybe, I don't know, whatever. This is just quick advice for everybody out there on them roads, making them towns, hitting up them shows, out there hitting the pay window, trying to hit the pay window. Everyone in between there. Now, tip number one right here. Boys, y'all got to quit eating Taco Bell and McDonald's and Burger King before shows. It's insane now. Numerous reasons. I'm going to go into it real quick. Reason number one, you eat all that greasy food, you don't get the shits out there. Maybe you get the shits in the ring. Maybe you get the shits right before your match. Maybe you get your shits after on the way home and you got to stop and shit 15 times. All I'm saying is, don't eat fast food the day of a show now. Many reasons. You get the shits. You wasting a whole bunch of money too now. This is what you got to do. Listen to Old Master here. You gonna make a old school prison slam, baby. Now, what I mean by this, either get some ramen, that chicken flavor. Don't mess with that beef flavor. I don't like the beef flavor now. Old Master don't like that. Now you can either get the chicken flavored ramen, maybe the chili flavor, maybe the shrimp flavor, there's a new one out there. What was that new one I saw? Old Master saw one. Anywho, I don't recall at the moment. I don't recall. But anywho, get some top ramen, right? Get some of that solid white albacore, that tuna fish. Now, Old Master usually roll with the regular tuna fish. You get it 50 cents, 60 cents at Aldi's or Dollar General or something like that. But I'm all worn out on eating that stuff, baby. I got to get that solid white albacore. Costs a little bit more, but it's delicious. Throw that albacore in there. Throw it in there with that with them ramen. Throw that packet in there. Get a little bit of hot water. Mix that bad boy up. And then you could throw whatever you want in there. Maybe some relish, maybe some mustard, maybe some... I mean, really, just you need that ramen, you need that tuna fish. Take it with you in a little bucket there on the road. Pull up into a Speedway or a VP or a BP or a whatever the hell, anything with the P on it, and you go there and take a P two-way on the road. So get up in there, go over where they got their coffee, take that hot water, shoot out some of them machines, mix it up with that ramen, throw in that tuna, and then start stealing packets, man. Grab some mayonnaise, grab some relish, grab some mustard, grab some whatever y'all want out there. Maybe they got soy sauce. I don't know. Old Master don't know, man. But at the end of the day, take that, mix it up. That gonna cost you about under $1 right there, and you get all your calories, get your protein, you good on the road, you ain't gonna be wasting no money, and you ain't gonna get the shit before a show. Cause Old Master don't want to be in the ring with you and you in there farting and shitting all up in your britches, and I gotta smell that now. Okay, got it. We good. There's tip number 1. Save that money now, boys. It's all about hitting the pay one and saying what you got. Get that green and the white. Okay. Tip number 2 out there. Tip number 2. Save some money on the road. Now, you be going through these tiny towns out here, and you see a lot of hotels, and they say like $35 or $40. You get a room for a night. That's perfect. What you need to do is pull up in there. Maybe you're riding on your own, could get no one. Jump in a car with you. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Pull up into the hotel, the motel, whatever you want to call it. Pull up in there, but don't go in. Don't go in and get a room. Just pull in there and sleep in your vehicle. Ain't no one gonna mess with you. You save money. Excuse me, Old Master been drinking them light beers, baby. Nah. Pull up into that hotel, sleep out in the parking lot. You save money. I got a bed on my truck. Not an actual bed, just a bed on my truck. I hop in the back of that bad boy, and summer night like today, I sleep right there. I ain't got to spend no money. I'm back on the road now. Now, this tip number 2. Save that money. Don't be getting hotel rooms. You don't need them. Make that ramen. What's tip number 3? I can't remember. I'm out here talking to y'all. Oh. Always had them light beers on you. Bring some light beers for after the show. You got some people that's going to be driving. Don't drink and drive, but you got someone that's going to be driving. Enjoy them light beers. Have a good time. Be safe. Don't be a dummy. I had another tip too. I can't remember what that was. Oh, tip number 4. This goes for all the fans out there. What y'all need to do, listen to me right now. You listen to this on your phone or on the TV screen. Put your ear up to it and just listen. Close them eyes. I want you to close them eyes right now. Listen to Old Master right here. Close them eyes. Calm down there. Start relaxing. Do a little deep breathing. Use some of the coping skills. Calm yourself down right now. Y'all good right now? Listen to Old Master. My soothing voice out there. Washing over you like a beautiful summer rain. Now, what y'all need to do is tip number 4. Remember now, listen to me here. You need to take that phone. Take your little grubby fingers now and type in ProWrestlingTees.com. Put in Mance Warner. Go into them t-shirts right there. Click on the t-shirt. Click on what size you wear. Then click on another size for someone in your family who needs a cool t-shirt. Buy 2 t-shirts. Help Old Master get his light beers and pay his light bill now. Y'all get on there, buy them t-shirts. Old Master give you a call. I'll see your number on there. I'll call you up. I'll wish you a good week. And that's just the way it's got to be now this week, people. Go on there, get on that Pro Wrestler Tees, buy a t-shirt. Take all the facts I gave you, all the wisdom, all the Warner's wisdom I laid out here. Have that ramen noodle with you with that solid white albacore tuna fish in a little bucket. Take it on the road. Y'all save money. Don't go in the hotel room. Save money. Save your 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks. Sleep in your vehicle. That's all the advice I'm going to give you. All the wisdom I'm going to give you right now. Old master going to get back to my light beers. Get out here and catch some sun on me. Get this tan busting out here. Now, until then, y'all have a good week. Ain't going to be as good as old master, but whoever is, you know what I mean? Until then, people, next week, I'll catch you again. Old master holler at you. This is, goodbye. See ya. Love ya. Old master hitting the road, baby. Back to the light bears.
Hey, Dave Dynasty here for the Tommy Wildfire Rich School of Wrestling in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've spent years in the wrestling business, from wrestler to promoter, and now as the host of the Dave Dynasty Show. To be successful in the wrestling business, solid training from experienced instructors is mandatory if you're going to make it today. And that's what you'll get at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling. Not only instruction from former NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tommy Wildfire Ridge, but many other big-name wrestlers, managers, and referees. And it gets better. Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling will provide in-ring training and personal character training with all practices recorded on high-definition cameras. They have over 2 tons of weightlifting equipment and tanning beds located in an indoor sports facility that will host monthly wrestling events, bringing in names big enough to ensure that you, as a beginning student, will get seen. This school has it all. For anyone interested in the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling, call 336-862-5528 today. Once again, that is 336-862-5528. Ask for Chris, and you will immediately be on your way to your career in the wrestling business. Once again, call Chris at the Tommy Wildfire Ridge School of Wrestling at 336-862-5528. And welcome back to the Dave Dynasty Show. I am Dave Dynasty. This is the movement and community known as the Midwest Express. This is the core of it, right? We're all here. We're all supporting professional wrestling in the Midwest and doing our thing. We're exploring the past, learning about the history, restoring and promoting the legacies of some of these guys. And at the same time, we are supporting and promoting the present and what's out there. And Tom and Troy Van Zant kind of tie into both that, right? They've been around for a long time, man. They're legendary in these parts, right? They've done it all. And here in the Midwest and been mainstays, but they're still out there doing it, right? They're still out there working their matches. They're still out there putting on good shows in All-Star Pro at Shelbyville, Indiana. Go check them out. Look them up. See what it is all about. Special thanks to them for being on the show this week. We've tried to get them on for a while. Finally worked out a time. It's always tricky when you're working with trying to interview more than one person at a time, right? You're jiving 3 people's schedules instead of just 2, and that makes it tricky. But we figured it out, and we got it done and got them on. Make sure you share this episode, and let's let the Midwest shine. Thank you for joining us. Be sure you check out DaveDynasty.com. You can find links to all of our social media there. All of our past and present podcast episodes are there in the archives. You can find links to our Pro Wrestling Tees store, where you can find all of our shirts we have for sale. I would urge you to go out and purchase a Midwest Express shirt. Start wearing it everywhere you go. Just wear it all the time. But especially if you're out there working the independent shows or attending the independent shows, I rather, wear that shirt. Let's see it out there. Let's start seeing it on the scene and showing that, hey, we are Midwest for life. I feel like I'm hitting the NWO music there, but no. But anyway, you can also find links to our YouTube channel. Like I said, we post videos, matches, clips, interviews, etc. for our featured guests each week, and lots of other things. All of our podcast episodes are available on YouTube. We have YouTube exclusive material that's up there, and I share lots and lots of wrestling, primarily from the Midwest, including just oodles and oodles of WWA stuff, some Bruiser Bedlam, lots of good stuff. Uploaded lots of episodes here recently, so make sure you check those out and subscribe. Follow us on all of our social media links. We're active on all those, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and, of course, YouTube. And share everything, right? Put it out there. Let's get the movement spreading. Word of mouth. You guys are our greatest advocates, our greatest tools, so help us out. Give us a share. Like, subscribe, and follow us on everything. And if you use iTunes, please go out there and rate and review us. That helps us out tremendously in our exposure and our rankings, and we greatly appreciate that. Hey, as fall approaches and we get into you guys starting to think about the holiday season, remember, we do have an Amazon.com affiliate link. Again, go to DaveDynasty.com. There is a banner there. Click on that. You can shop Amazon.com through that link. No additional charge to you, but it helps us out tremendously. And if you're shopping for that special wrestling fan on your list, we also have a HighSpots.com affiliate link. Same deal. No additional charge to you, but it helps us out. We also have all kinds of discount codes for different things. Lucha Loot, Lucha Shop. What else do we have? Man, I don't even know what else. Oh, Collar and Elbow. Well, those are all there. So check those out as you do your shopping. Like I said, no additional charge to you, but it helps us. And it's great, right? That's what it's all about. Supporting and helping each other. Supporting this movement. So thank you for joining us today. We have a cool interview next week. We have the one and only Dick the Bruiser Jr. on, also formerly known as the Golden Lion. Midwesterners know who he is, but may not know much of him. So he's going to tell some of his story. Should be a fun interview, right? Well, it is a fun interview. It's already in the can. We've already done it. It's a great interview. Talks a lot about his past, how he got started, how he came to know Dick the Bruiser and become part of the family, right? Dick the Bruiser's son-in-law for many, many years. So he tells all of that story and how he became Dick the Bruiser Jr. So cool stuff. That's on next week. So we're letting you know, here we are promoting the Midwest. That's what we do. Thank you for helping us in that mission. We will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. And until then, be good, be safe, be independent, and keep on growing. Goodbye.